if somebody has leadership desires and leadership potential, then it's great if you can recruit that kid to be a leader in something that's positive. So I guess one general principle would be something like most bad behaviors are motivated by a desire to reach good goals, but using the wrong, I would use a metaphor of a bad route to a good goal. So it's a good mental exercise for us to try to ask ourselves, isn't there some positive behavior that a kid could use to meet that need or reach that kind of goal? So a desire to be prominent in your classroom or well-liked or well-respected, there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is a lot of kids do negative behaviors to do it. So then I would ask myself the question, well, how could I turn that for purposes of good, not evil? So put the kid in charge of something, let him pass out something, let him check something off, or be your assistant in some kind of way might give him enough of an experience of everybody's eyes being on him that he wouldn't maybe do those negative behaviors.
I'm not saying he needs something to hire because I feel like passing out papers or being called on for something that his teacher knows he's good at or things like that. He needs something to, say, like a higher degree than that.
You use in ABA terms, we call it non-contingent reinforcement. You know, it could be anywhere from a preschool kid every 5 minutes giving them praise to an adolescent. You know, we know that every 30 minutes this kid needs to be looked at. It can be done with your eyes, it can be done with a positive comment, it could be done with a lot of different things. So that's also part of the assessment, like how long can this kid go without receiving that attention? And once we figure that out, then we can just give that attention without him even doing anything correct. He doesn't have to answer the question correctly, he doesn't have to do anything. We just know every 15 minutes, our eyes have to be on him.
And one thing I'm saying, do male work is saying, the situation I'm going on now, it seems like he doesn't care about the attention from his teacher, he cares about the attention from his peers.
Okay,
How would we?
It's a very loaded question.
I would try to recruit another kid with leadership potential and say, I want you to be my co-therapist. And you just, look over at him and give him a thumbs up when you see that he's recruited co-therapist. I want to follow up. The idea of what I would call secret signals between teachers and kids, I think is, maybe you already know it, but if you don't, I think it's a really valuable technique and can be used in a lot of ways. You gave an example of somebody's upset, maybe a way to say, hey, I see that you're struggling and I can't do anything about it right now, but I know it. That's a great example. But also just for positive reinforcement, because of course teachers have a lot of kids in their classroom, and psychologists are always making suggestions that would be very practical if they only have 3 kids in their classroom. But the secret signal is a labor-saving device, and it's very efficient. And like you see, you can have the kid choose it, but I find ear tugging works well, or I have glasses, so that works pretty well. They're going like this, and the point is that it's a rapport builder in and of itself. It can be used as a positive reinforcer. That's the simplest use of the secret signal. Like if I'm trying to reinforce you and I notice that your eyes are on me, and you just know that when I go like that to my ear, nobody else even knows our little secret, but you know that I noticed that you had your eyes on me and that I appreciate it. It doesn't take any actual seconds of dedicated time away from what you're doing, and that's what teachers need.
And also, they don't even, I think the biggest piece of that, like those little things here and there, are when you're going to say, can you help me hand out papers? Anytime that they're getting any of that attention, it's happening so frequently, but infrequently enough, they never know when to expect it. So they're always paying attention to you, and they're always still engaged because, oh, maybe he'll call me now. Maybe he'll call me now. Maybe it's going to be now. Nope, it wasn't now, but if it wasn't yet, it's going to be really soon now. Like, you have body from them.
So the term she's using is intermittent reinforcement, and that is probably the most powerful reinforcement. You do not know. So today, I didn't use intermittent reinforcement because you knew that you had to ask a question in order to get it, and pretty much you were going to get it if you asked the question. But what if I said, am I going to give each one of you every time you ask a question? I have 5 gift certificates. Some one of you is going to get it in my head, maybe it's every 3 questions, or it's every 2 questions, but it's something you don't know. That's very, very powerful. We call it the Vegas method, because the most powerful thing are slot machines, because you don't know when you're going to earn money, but you are going to earn.
Oh, Las
See,
Vegas,
Las Vegas. See that? So when you put that money in, you don't know when that machine is gonna hit that lottery, but you do know that somebody's going to get that lottery at some point, because you've heard that at some point each machine goes off.